Hello, everyone, and we are back on the Argyle Way. And just as we do that, Liam's gone. That is awkward, but we'll carry on anyways. We are here for the preview of Plymouth Argyle versus Cheltenham Town, and we have a special guest on with us. We have Matt on with us, supporting Cheltenham. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm a Cheltenham fan, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about Boxing Day's game.
Nah, you're not that bad, Matt. You're not that bad.
Wow.
Honestly, no, I'm not joking. I honestly think you'll stay up this season, 100%.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And you've got one of the most underrated strikers in the whole league in Alfie May.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I see why you're nervous, though. I get that feeling because we were 18th 2 seasons ago, and we somehow finished there. But to be fair, we just came up, so all I wanted to do was survive. And it's the same with you guys would have thought last season because you guys obviously won League Two in 2021 and then you produced a freaking cracking season last season.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, you cut out there, Liam, didn't you?
I didn't cut out. No, I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, you clicked the wrong. He's had a new thing. What a great start to the episode. But in this episode, we've got loads to cover up. Covering this game, got talking about Cheltenham, talking about Argyle, previous games, etc., lineups, and then to end it off, EFL predictions, and we got all 12 games on finally.
All right.
Finally,
unless one of them just gets postponed last minute.
If one of them gets postponed, I'll be fuming.
Just to be fair, so will I. It's been a long while.
But let's crack into this today. So,
what's Cheltenham's pitch like, Matt? Is it good?
Pretty good on the whole. I mean, obviously our game last Saturday was postponed, but it's usually pretty good. But our groundsmen do a pretty good job, so yeah.
Nah, not as good as ours. But anyway, moving on.
It's getting competitive already.
You're gonna have to fire something back towards Liam now, Matt.
I'm brewing something up. Don't worry.
Every time in these previews or reviews, he always wants to come up with smoke. I don't understand. Oh, Liam, I want to give up the smoke. Come on.
To be fair, Matt, you should have seen me on. I don't know if you have it or not, but you should see me on the Discord chat the other day of League One. I put some fiery messages at Wycombe Wanderers. It was so funny.
Jesus Christ.
Fair enough.
But there's no Forest Green fans on there either, so we all take the mick out of their veganism.
Oh,
there's no Forest Green fans on there because there is no Forest Green fans.
It's honestly true, though. And when we went up there, they were all as quiet as it could be. We were way more louder. Simple as that.
They are one of the quietest clubs, I swear.
The quietest club. From the highlights that I saw, Jesus Christ, it was.
And quiet. On Argyle TV, what I saw as well, we outsung them from start to finish. Yeah. But then I asked everyone else on who actually went to Forest Green this season. They all said they're literally the quietest atmosphere they've ever been to.
They'll probably go down this season anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
See, I'm not going to lie. A few weeks ago, when I thought they were actually starting to get on their best run, and I actually thought they would just sneakily stay up, and now they've just already lost that run of form because they got hammered by Derby on Saturday. Then again, Derby was expected to win at Pride Park anyway against Forest Green. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're not as good as us. We won at Pride Park. Just saying.
Yeah. No one will pull off a better result like we did. Simple as
Matt,
that.
haven't Cheltenham not played Derby yet this season? I swear
we haven't. Because we were meant to play them in. We were meant to play them in like September.
You were meant to play them the same weekend we played Ipswich because
it was the weekend. It was the weekend after, obviously the whole thing with the Queen and everything. I think it was, and so now that's been postponed to like 28th of February.
You got them on January the 14th. In the January,
that's the same day we have Ipswich at Portman Road. So that's because Pompey and Bolton had their game postponed as well. That's the same weekend as us Ipswich as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's because of international stuff.
But getting into today's video from Cheltenham's perspective, so obviously Saturday their game got postponed against Lincoln, frozen pitch, but the last game they played 1-0 defeat to Forest Green at home, which when I saw that result, I was like, I thought Cheltenham would have won that. I thought Cheltenham would have won that. From the previous results that they had a 1-0 win away to Charlton, 1-0 win at home to Wycombe, and then a 1-1 draw against Ipswich. So a very, very good 3 games there.
To be honest, though, Harv, I think. Let's be honest. I think the Cheltenham FGR match was going to be harder anyway because it is El Glossico after all.
That's also true.
Never call it that again.
Oh really? That's mad because that's mad because I saw so many like newspapers and articles and social media stuff, and everyone was calling it that term. So then I got brainwashed into it as well.
Yeah, you ask any Cheltenham or Forest Green fan, and that's banned in fan terms.
Oh really?
Only the media. The media clowns.
Gloucestershire Derby it is then.
The media clowns though. But from their previous fixtures, they've from the past 5 games in the league, 3 wins and 2 draws. I think it's 2 wins, 2 draws, and one loss because I just forgot about Forest Green. But including the other win as well, those 3 games there, Ipswich, Wycombe, and Charlton, very, very big points that you've gathered up 100%. Because from the most of your games this season, you've lost against teams that you've beaten teams that are like I didn't think you would actually beat. And then there's some teams that there's some teams that you just didn't really wasn't in it.
Well, and that's the thing with Cheltenham season so far is we've really struggled against the sides around us in the table. So the current bottom 5, we've played 4 of them, and I think we've only picked up like 4 points from a possible 12 or something like that, which is pretty poor. Seeing as come the end of the season, we might be closer down with those bottom 5, which ultimately I don't think will change much come the end of the season. But we've been much better against the kind of top half of the table sides. I think obviously Charlton. It was one of those where I actually predicted us to win that one because I just had a feeling, but also they weren't on the best of form, and obviously then they sacked Ben Garner after we beat them. The Ipswich draw was I don't know. I don't know.
Ryan Broom's a legend, by the way. Our former player Ryan Broom, what a legend! He'll always be a legend of our club. Simple as that.
I mean, he's picked up again since he's returned. He initially struggled to get his first goal, and since then he scored 2 or 3, and he's been very, very solid, a key asset, that's for sure. But the Wycombe game was, I think, was the real positive because that was probably one of the most complete performances I've seen this season, if not the most complete, because I think Wycombe were pretty poor on the day. I think they had some illness in the squad because I remember Ryan Taffazoli did a YouTube video for that day, and he was saying that some of the squad had come down with an illness, so maybe that had affected it, but we were very solid on the day, and they didn't look too bad either. So that was a turning point. But obviously, the Forest Green game was one of those. But I think at the same time, we never seemed to win 3 in a row in the league, so I was expecting a draw or a loss, and also we always struggled to beat them lot. So to be perfectly honest, I was annoyed, but I think it's not a huge step back. I just think we got to bounce back. And at the end of the day, our last proper game, which was against Chelsea under-21s in the round of 16 of the Pizza Trophy, we beat them 4-0. So we look pretty solid there.
Mm-hmm.
Happy days.
Yeah. Well, from your squad as well, I was just looking at the recent lineup that you had against Forest Green. You have like the likes of Ryan Broom, then you have Olieka, Indundaloo, Alfie May, got very decent players in there. And obviously I remember Ryan Broom last year. He was absolutely he was absolutely brilliant for us. Scored so many goals for us. And nearly helped us in the road to getting playoffs, but didn't reach there, sadly. But yeah, what can you do? But from your squad anyways this season, who would you say has been your standout player in your team?
It's tough, to be honest, because we've got some very good players, but they've all had quite inconsistent seasons. There's only 1 or 2 that I can pick out, but like Dan and Lundell, who started the season unbelievably, he's dropped off in recent games. Alfie Mayer's had 2 or 3 injuries so far this season, so I can't really say he's been a standout throughout the season. Broom has picked up recently, but again, initially when he first came back, was a bit iffy, but he's got there. It's probably going to be Caleb Taylor or Lewis Freeston, the centre-back partnership. I think they've just been absolutely brilliant. I think we're like top 6 or something for least goals conceded this season. I think we've had 8 clean sheets in the league, which is obviously a credit to goalkeeper Luke Southall. But I think Freeston and Caleb Taylor have just been absolutely brilliant this season, especially Freeston. He was absolutely woeful last season. So when his contract got renewed in the summer, our fans weren't exactly too happy, but it seemed to be a bit of a masterstroke in the end because he's been brilliant. So yeah, probably Caleb Taylor or Lewis Freeston, I'd say.
Yeah, and I could like from the lineup that you usually play basically for 3-4-1-2. You have Broom on the right and Williams on the left, and Olayinka as your attacking midfielder, and Inundalu and Alfie May as your strikers. So I think that's how Cheltenham play. But from the recent results that you've had this season, at the start there was at one point where you lost 7-0 to Exeter in the EFL Cup. I think that was when we lost to Peterborough, wasn't it?
Peterborough,
Yeah.
That was when we lost to Peterborough.
But you got your revenge and then beating them at that tin pot 8,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah. Dog shit club.
That was a very good win by you guys. I remember that. No, that was sweet revenge. That was for Cheltenham on Exeter.
Again, we didn't deserve to win. We absolutely fluked that they just couldn't hit a barn door. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. They scored 7 against us the week before, and then couldn't. They wouldn't. If that game had carried on until Christmas, they wouldn't have scored. Honestly.
Good.
But the thing is though, with Exeter, they can go out and beat like big teams, and then they can just lose to shit teams because that's that's them in a nutshell.
Funny though is that obviously we're playing Cheltenham on Boxing Day. The minute I get back from the Cheltenham game, the 2 most annoying clubs in the whole league play each other on Boxing Day, and I will be turning that on straight away just to see what happens between those 2. And we know who those 2 are.
I'll be very excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh, at least one club or 2 clubs is guaranteed to drop points. What a Christmas present!
I know what my prediction is for that. Anyway, it's funny.
But yeah, but if we're going through the head-to-head for Cheltenham versus Argyle, we have played each other, I'd say, since what date? Since 2010, we've played each other 17 times. Cheltenham won 5, drawn twice, and we've won 10 times.
Oh, good.
But in March 22nd last season, 2-0 win at Home Park, and then 26th of December, Boxing Day, and Boxing Day there, we won 2-0.
Yeah, it always seems to be we always play on Boxing Day.
Yeah, I think this is the so if we don't take into account obviously seasons that you guys were in League 1 and that we were in League 2, I think this is the 3rd season in the last 4 seasons that we've played you at home on Boxing Day. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it is.
But it's in the last 4 or 5 that we've played you 3 times at home on Boxing Day, which is just crazy.
And if we stay in League 1 next season, would that be the same again? Because they won't change it.
Yeah, they won't change that for sure. Yeah. That's it, really.
To be honest, Cheltenham have to be at home on Boxing Day anyway. I think it's because of the horse racing. I'm not too sure, but anyway. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, the horse racing's in March anyway.
Yeah.
But also going to talk to Jack about this as well, because he wasn't in the review for the Plymouth Argyle versus Morecambe game. But
no,
from our lineup, we had Cooper, Gillespie, Scar, Longwick, Edwards, Randall, Butcher, Mumba, Whitaker, Mayer, and Ennis. From that game, obviously, me and Liam talked about our inconsistency up front in that game. We had like 32 shots and only scored 2.
I think the way I saw that game was that, first of all, it's so good to see Mayer back. Second of all, I thought we missed Scar badly. third. I just don't think we're the same team without him. People say we're not the same team without Cooper, which is very true to a certain extent. But I would say, in all honesty, we're not the same team without Scar.
I said that.
Yeah, you did as well, and I completely agree. He's by far our best centre back, and obviously our team is very good at the moment, and I'm very happy with the players and the squad we have. But I agree with Harv as well that the thing is, we know Ipswich are going to sign players in January. You know, Sheffield Wednesday is going to sign players in January. They both got bigger budgets than us as well. This is literally why I'm calling for us to sign a few players this January, so we have something in squad depth and for in general come end of the season when we know we're still going to probably hopefully touch Ipswich Sheffield Wednesday in the promotion battle.
This is the thing: the bookies back us going up by playoffs, not by promotion.
Yeah, but I know that they would though, just because we're a smaller club than those two.
Yeah. That's what people
It's
are
always
saying.
based on size with the bookies. You could be a great team. You could be an absolutely unbelievable team. It was the same when we won the title. All of the bigger teams had better odds than us of winning the title, even though we were probably one of the best sides in the league the year before.
Yeah.
And we kept hold of most of our squad. We'd kept hold of our manager. And nothing had changed. But we were I think we were like 4 favourites to go up or to win the title, and we ended up winning the title. So.
No, what's some bookies out there, even back, I don't know, Derby or Portsmouth to get promoted higher and better than us. Mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then going for
Pompey are not going up anyway.
Oh, excuse me. Go on, Liam. You go.
I said Pompey are not going up anyway. They're down and out.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think about
they're on
both
29
them.
points.
That's what I think at the moment about both them, Derby and Peterborough. I don't think any of those three are going up.
Crazy thing is they're 18 points behind us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when we played
Bristol
them,
Rovers are ahead of Pompey now.
Yeah, Bristol Rovers are ahead of Pompey. Yeah,
exactly.
They are dropping off big time.
Yeah.
Pompey are 5-1 to get promoted. Explain that. Just explain it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that's it. Really, that's all you have to say.
I don't want to make the same jinxing context though, where a few months ago I said I can't see Wickham going up even in the playoffs at all, and now they're right on the playoffs as arses.
You can't jinx it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bookies just have a love affair with Pompey anyway.
You know what? I just look at Harvey. I just look at all this now, thinking I don't even care if I jinx things or not now, because I just know it happens now, no matter what.
You're like Mark Goldbridge. He jinxes everything.
He does jinx everything, and Daz, the Middlesbrough fan, called me the Plymouth Mark Goldbridge during our Burton live stream, so I'm not surprised. Which I'll take anyway. He's a hero of mine, so I'll take that any day of the week.
We still got robbed against their bloody Burton anyway. If that comes back to haunt us for promotion.
Actually, I want to put in this topic. Actually, I don't know if you saw this on the Discord chat earlier, Liam, but an Ipswich fan on there said that we've been lucky this season. I'm like, what?
How have we been lucky?
Can you explain on why we've been lucky? The only game I think we've been lucky against this season, not going to lie, was Shrewsbury at home, but it was justice because Shrewsbury cheated during the game. And how can they say Sheffield Wednesday were unlucky not to win? Yes, they could have been the better team, but to be honest, we should have won 3-1 anyway because we had a goal clearly.
Yeah, we had a goal. You had a goal that literally went. The ball went over the line and it didn't get.
That game was a Stephen Schumacher masterclass because our subs paid off and Darren Moore's didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the stat that Liam showed, we've got the most goals from substitutes.
Oh no, lads, it's the Argyle agenda. People have an agenda against us as usual.
Yeah, exactly. The Argyle agenda. It's just stupid.
You know
what I say?
Podcast group chat called that.
Do you know what I say? They just don't like the Argyle way. Simple as that. They just don't like the Argyle way, mate. Simple as that. But
Jack, look at Messenger.
Yeah, no,
from our previous 5 games, we've drawn 3, won 1, and lost 1. I'd say that's the worst form. I think that's our worst form this season. I think that's our worst form this season for the league.
Well, I've always said in the previous interviews anyway, our home form's going to dig us out.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, though, To be honest, though, during that Port Vale game, Shuey wasn't even on the touchline anyway. So I think personally that made a big difference as well.
Yeah, that definitely did make a
And
difference.
he's obviously back now. They were saying this to me after Morecambe as well, that I thought Shuey not being on the touchline was also a big difference with Scar out and Mayer just coming back.
I mean, if Scar was in against Port Vale, Port Vale wouldn't have had a chance. Like,
it would have been. I think it would have been a different game if he was playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether if it was another home win or even if
it would have been. It would have been 2-0 the other way around. I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for moving on, we're gonna go for like a predicted lineup. So we'll start with Liam and Jack with this. So
actually, before we do that, am I all right to ask Matt one question? I was going to say, Matt, where did you have Cheltenham to finish this season at the start of the season in your predictions?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head now. I think I had us just to stay up, so I think I said 20th, but I was toying between 21st and 20th because I thought we are going to struggle more this season. Obviously, Wade Elliott coming in, he hasn't had any experiences at top of the tier in coaching. He's coached before, so there's something there. We've lost some key players. We've lost some loanees,
and of course, Michael Duff to Barnsley.
Yeah, a lot of changes, I think, and I don't know if I'm still kind of sticking with where I said, but it's tough because we're very inconsistent. So, but yeah, I think I'd still stick with my prediction for now. I think we're just about to stay up, but I mean we're 17th now. You know, we've got a game in hand on the teams around us. We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
What did you say, Liam?
Where did you have Argyle, Matt?
I can't remember. I think I said third.
I'll take that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. Because to be honest, a lot of people I predicted.
A lot of people had us
just outside of the playoffs or in the playoffs, or there's some people that predict us in the automatic.
It's like some people.
I can't see you missing out on playoffs, to be perfectly honest, because I just think you've got decent squad depth. You've got a great manager in Stephen Schumacher. I think your team is too solid. You've got you've got great away followings. You've got the fans to back up the team. I just think if you don't get automatics, you'll most definitely get playoffs, I think.
People have still got us to finish third. I'm like, yeah, you keep doing that.
yeah, they can keep on doing that. That's fine. That's fine.
No,
you can keep on
I
doing
see what you mean, though. I see what you mean, though, Matt. Because during the summer, I know we lost. I know, obviously, last game of the season we lost 5-0 to bloody MK Dons. But apart from Kamara, we pretty much
bringing
kept,
that up, please.
Apart from Kamara, we've pretty much kept the entirety of our squad, and that's why I was confident in us going into this season, anyway. But third or fourth, fifth or sixth in the playoffs, I'd take any day.
I'd take that. Yeah.
As well, at the start of the season, this was.
If we get if we did get in the playoffs and went and got to the final, I would go to Wembley 100%.
I think
that's the only stadium I would ever want to go to. I've never been to Wembley, and that's my dream to go to Wembley 100%.
Let's be honest, Harv. I think all four of us would end up going.
Yeah, I'd go for sure. I'll go for sure.
Do you know the funny thing is? We played Cheltenham on Boxing Day, but then it's like 4 weeks later until we played them again.
Yeah. You know, it's not just that, though.
I don't know
the other fixtures, Yeovil and Torquay, they always face each other for some reason on Boxing Day in the National League.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Have they got it this year?
Weird.
Yeah, again this year as well. You know why? It's because not everywhere is open on Boxing Day, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Bears.
Excuse me.
It's probably why we get Cheltenham quite a lot actually on Boxing Day, because we're not that far from each other.
Mm-hmm. But for lineups anyway.
Is that the same with Exeter Pompey then?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but as we're gonna have to rush it a little bit, as it's I know it's 2:45, but then we'll have an hour to get predictions done and then whatever. But What do you think the lineup will be for this game, Jack and Liam?
Goalkeeper's not even a question.
Longwick out.
Longwick out for Wilson. Yeah,
I wouldn't play.
He got injured in that game, so I'm not.
He's fine now.
Yeah, he won't start.
What did he say? What did you say, Liam?
I said he's fine now.
Oh, he's fine now. Of course he is.
Okay.
2 injuries in a row and he's fine. Is that even possible?
But yeah, Longwick out for Wilson, and then keep the same lineup.
He's just applied an injury card on FIFA. He's fine now. Jesus Christ.
I think Cosgrove will start on Boxing Day. Wouldn't shock me, especially with his second goal against Morecambe. Cosgrove
has been playing well. I'll probably wouldn't be surprised if he does start.
Injury card on FIFA.
I think the front three is going to be Cosgrove, Ennis, and Mayer.
Yeah.
Be scared, Matt.
For God's sake. Yeah, I'll probably wouldn't be surprised if he does rest Whittaker. Because to be honest,
it wouldn't shock me if Whittaker.
He's been playing nearly every game.
I thought Whittaker was one of our weaker players against Morecambe, so it wouldn't shock me if he didn't play.
But to be honest, it depends.
Stewie loves rotating the squad regardless anyway, so it wouldn't shock me.
And as well, for a little bit of context here, today is Plymouth Argyle versus Wimbledon in the EFL trophy or the Papa John's trophy, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays anybody else today, and he does play Whittaker on against Cheltenham, because you never know.
Yeah,
because he would want to give him more game time.
Yeah,
and obviously he would want to get. He would love to go far in this Papa John's trophy as well.
Whittaker's still a fraud for missing a penalty, though.
Oh, he is a fraud. He's a fraud.
I can't believe that.
But would you say midfield-wise? Would you say Matt Butcher and Randall in the midfield again?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Butcher and Randall against Cheltenham. I think Houghton will start tonight against Wimbledon.
Yeah. See, like I like Matt Butcher and Randall in the midfield. Some people do like the other Jordan Houghton and Randall, but I prefer Matt Butcher and. Randall.
I agree with you, Harv. So do I. But I just the reason why Butcher's been off form lately is because he's been playing in defence.
That's not his usual position. I don't understand it.
But I think he's also been doing that as well, though, because of the amount of because of the depth we have at the back with injuries and stuff. And that's why I'm hoping we sign defenders more than anyone in January. But to be fair, Sui's already said that we've signed 2 players already. We've already signed 2 players in January. We just don't know who they are yet.
Yeah, permanent deals. So. Yeah, excited to see that.
We've signed 2 players already. I think that's already more than what Twitch and Wednesday have signed. So that's brilliant.
I'm very happy with that as well. But Ballymumba, Edwards, I think they'll be the wing backs for sure. If it doesn't need to be changed. Miller's injured. Finley Crath, he'll probably be on the bench or on the reserves. I don't think anybody else will get in there. And then obviously the attack that you two said, Cosgrove. Then Ennis.
The wing backs won't change either against Cheltenham. Mumba and Edwards are guaranteed starters.
Yeah, exactly. But for Cheltenham, Matt, any predicted lineup for what you think they'll line up with?
I think it'll be pretty similar to normal. So we'll probably have Southwood in goal and then a back 3 of Long, Taylor, and Freeston. It's the wing backs or the left midfielder and right midfielder where it gets a bit iffy, because I think Ben Williams will most likely start out on the left, but he hasn't been playing too great recently, so it'd be interesting to see if maybe we give Reece Hutchinson a start. But I think I'd say Ben Williams, just because I don't think Wade Elliott would start Hutchinson. Out on the right, I don't know if Ryan Jackson is fully fit, but obviously, Broom's been playing there the last few games, but I don't know what the situation with Ryan Jackson is. But if he's fully fit, there's no reason to not play him out on the right. So I'd say Jackson out on the right. Then the central midfield 2, I'd probably say Circum and Elliot Bonds. Then the attacking midfielder, I'd go for Broom instead of Ollie Inca. And then a front 2 of Alfie May and Dan and Lunderley.
Yeah. And if I would say if Ryan Broom does play, then it'll be. I think there will be some Argyle fans that will because obviously I still
Surely
kind
gotta
of
be a
miss I still
standing
kind of miss
ovation.
Ryan Broom.
There's nothing we have against Ryan Broom.
Yeah, we have nothing against Ryan Broom. But
Unless he
if there was
scores the
some
winner
booze
against you.
towards Ryan Broom, I'll be fuming.
oh yeah, because he was good for us, man. I always liked Ryan Broom. He was a brilliant player for us. That I still remember that goal against Accrington Stanley.
But hang
That
on,
was such a good goal.
Is Ryan Broom still on loan for us, or is he permanently moved to Cheltenham?
No, he's on loan at Cheltenham.
No,
Well, we didn't buy him.
No. We've got him on a permanent contract, but I think it's only
Oh,
for
you
this
got
season.
him on a permanent contract.
Yeah. Peterborough let him go. We've
Oh,
got him,
so
we've got him on a 1-year contract, but I think there's an option to extend it a further year as well.
I was going to say,
Yes.
because I thought loan players wouldn't have been allowed to play against their the club they're obviously on loan from. So I don't know if so that's why I was unsure if Broom.
Yeah,
will
it's a
start on
permanent
Boxing
deal.
Day.
It's a permanent deal.
Then yeah, Broom will start on Boxing Day. Then I would have thought.
Well, yeah. So yeah, he was loaned to us from Peterborough and then went back to Peterborough and then went to Cheltenham permanently.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes it. Yeah, he'll start then.
I can't understand why Peterborough didn't give him game time. It absolutely amazes me. I think he did struggle a bit there, but I can't believe they'd let go of a player who was so good for you guys last season in League One, one of your standout players, and they didn't even try. They didn't even try him. They just let him go to us, which, to be perfectly honest, amazes me because I can't imagine we offered much money for him. I can't imagine. It blows my mind. I mean, I'm not complaining because I think he's brilliant, but I can't see the sense in it from Peterborough's point of view. But
no,
like
it's a smack in the face for Peterborough, honestly, because well, first of all, now they're 8th in the table, and Grant McCann's on the verge of losing his job at that club. But also, I've been hearing on the news lately that Clark Harris could be leaving in January, so
oh god,
they could be screwed.
Come on, Clark Harris, you know what to do.
They said the two favourites to sign him are Ipswich and Watford, but
of course they are.
Ipswich won't sign him at all. When they've got who they've got up front now, they won't sign him at all. If Clark Harris leaves Peterborough, he'll go to the Championship 100%. Plus, he was in the Championship last season anyway,
and did a good job as well. Did a decent job, even considering they went down.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I'm not used to Zoom like how Harvey is. Anyway, we're back. Harvey has ditched us. He's not here anymore. He's a fraud. So it's just Liam and I, with Matt, of course, representing Cheltenham Town tonight. And of course, this is the preview for the Boxing Day match of Cheltenham Town versus Plymouth Argyle at the Johnny Rock Stadium, Wadham Road in Cheltenham. But yeah, what was it we were just talking about? It was your lineup, wasn't it, Matt, regarding Cheltenham?
Yeah.
And we were talking about Peterborough because Clark Harris might be going in January. But is there anyone for Cheltenham in general that you think we should really look out for during this game on Boxing Day that we shouldn't underestimate coming into this game?
Oh God! I mean, again, it varies game on game. Like, we don't really have any standout players that are too consistent. But I'd probably say, I mean, like I say, if he plays, I don't know like what his fitness situation is, but probably Ryan Jackson if he plays out on that right side, because of course he was at Gillingham last season, left, came to us in the summer. People were saying, yeah, it's not, it's an okay signing, but League One level might not be the greatest. Obviously, he was in a relegation side. A lot of other fans of other clubs were kind of slandering us a little bit for it, but he's been absolutely immense on that right side. It seems like any opposition player on that left side just cannot handle him because he's light on his feet. I think he's megged his man at least 5 or 6 times so far in the last, I'd say, about 10 games. The amount of megs he can do is outrageous, and that means nothing, but it just gets in the head of the opposition, doesn't it? He can whip a ball in like no tomorrow. He's got a good long throw on him as well. And he's scored 1 or 2 this season as well. So, yeah, I mean, and he's decent defensively. So, yeah, maybe him. But, I mean, hopefully he plays because he hasn't played in the last few. So, I don't know what the situation is, I'll be honest. But fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Is there anyone for us you're worried about, players-wise?
The whole bloody team, mate. Honestly,
Fair enough.
I mean, the thing is, I think it's hard to say because you've got some players that are a bit hot and cold this season. I think, obviously, is it Ryan Hardy that's been a bit lukewarm in terms of
you're
form
right.
at the
You're
moment?
spot on. He's
Because-
still our top scorer, but in terms of the
I would-
league performance, he has been a bit hot and cold. You are right.
I would say him, but I've been keeping an eye on him. He's been a bit off the boil recently. I think Sam Cosgrove, I just want to say, I think he's been solid for you this season, and I think
I
it's
agree.
brilliant to see, especially because of all the slander that you got for signing him.
Oh yeah, we got loads of slander, didn't we, Liam? We have Birmingham
Yeah.
fans comment on our video saying he'll be awful for you guys.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
did.
I thought we had a lot of slander for it, and then he's just turned the screw round, honestly. But no, I agree with Hardy because it's a shame because I love the bloke to bits so much. He's done so much for us, and last season he was absolutely unbelievable. But this season, he's nowhere near being the same player. He's still our top scorer, so he's still obviously a very important player for us. He just hasn't been as prolific as last season in any way at all, and especially during the league. But it's a tricky one because us Argyle fans look at it thinking we want a prolific scorer, so we know we have someone to rely on to score our goals for coming for the entire season that helps us go up. But at the same time, the whole team are putting in some belters this season, so or most of the whole team. So I guess in that way, it looks really good in terms of like the whole team is working together on getting goals and assists in, and not just one man like your Johnson Clark Harris's or Giovanni Browns, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's things are going well. I just know it's going to be a tough competition because obviously Ipswich are there, Sheffield Wednesday are there. But not going to lie, I wouldn't even rule out Barnsley or Bolton at the moment because Barnsley have been on amazing form lately with your former manager Duff. They're the most informed team in the league at the moment. Bolton, they're hit and miss. They remind me of us last season. They look really good, but there's that odd game they have where they don't have the best of performances at all. And but I think they'll make playoffs this season for definite.
Yeah.
But if they don't, they will kick themselves, won't they?
Oh,
it's
will.
been that odd result because they had a really bad week where they played us on the Tuesday at our place.
Remember this?
Then they played Forest Green away
and
on
they
the
lost
Saturday,
that as well.
and they lost 1-0 both times, and that was not a good week for them. I must admit.
Basically, Gloucestershire owned Bolton Wanderers.
Well, but that's it though. But they will if they fail to end up where they want to end up this season, they will look back on that week and think,
oh, they will, 100%.
Because that's 6 points that they would have probably expected to get with their quality in their squad.
You know what? I just look at that thinking, thank God we beat them 3-0 at the New Lawn back in August.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the game after we got hammered 5-1 by Charlton.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Jack was there.
Literally before that game, I was thinking to myself, because I was still doing my master's degree in Southampton, so I couldn't go to Forest Green away this season. I went to Cheltenham away this season, but I couldn't go to Forest Green. But I literally saw that fixture while I was doing my project, going, if we don't win this, Shuey's got to change something in the team because we've surely got to beat Forest Green, surely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know what to say about Forest Green. I think they'll either easily go down or they'll just absolutely nip it, stay up and finish 20th. I reckon, but I don't know.
It'll be close.
It's a tough one because MK don't look good at all. Neither does Burton. Neither does Morecambe. Well, I think Morecambe are gone already. If I'm going to be honest.
The thing is, on the topic of Forest Green, the only thing I would say is with their current squad and Ian Birchnell in charge, I don't think he's the greatest of managers for them. But also, I think come January they'll just pump money in. They will because Dale Vince has that money there, and whether people are, people think he's a suitable football club owner, which he just ultimately isn't because he just rinses Forest Green for his business plan, not the football side of it. but money will get pumped in. Even if it's not loads, they'll make the right signings and they'll make enough signings, and they probably will ultimately stay up. But until then, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Doesn't Hector Bellerin still own part of Forest Green?
Yeah.
I
And
thought he did.
this is what I will say, and it's going off on a tangent a bit about
Yeah,
Forest
go on.
Green, but they've got all these plans to build this new park and build this new stadium, this all wooden stadium.
Oh yeah, I heard about
and they're
this.
they're gonna pump all the money into this, and they're gonna have outrageous costs for it
I
monthly,
heard about this.
and all this, and because it's like a business park, and they're building the ground on it, and the club's going to own all of it, I think, or at least Ecotricity, the sponsors, and Dale Vince's business is going to own it. But ultimately, the second that, if they do, because I think their goal is to get to the championship, if they ever do get to the championship, Dale Vince will sell the club. Someone will buy the club. They'll lose all of their sponsors and all of their shares purely because the only reason that they have their shares is because they're a vegan club. They're the only vegan club. And that's the only reason that they have most of the money that they have because of that. And the second that they sell the club, they'll lose all of that. They won't be able to afford players' wages. They won't be able to afford their bills and everything. They'll have to move out of their ground and it'll all go downhill. And obviously I don't like Forest Green, but that is ultimately what will happen because they'll lose everything that is about the club at the moment. But that's going off on a tangent. That's just my apologies.
No, don't apologise at all. We love all these. We love all these tangents. Honestly, if you watch my video of videos of when we lost 5-1 to Charlton and 2-0 to Port Vale, I went on a right tangent. So you're not the only one, mate. Don't worry at all. So yeah, no, all us football fans know how you feel. Honestly,
I hate football.
Yeah, that was basically me when we lost 2-0 to Port Vale. I was not happy one bit, but I guess this comes time to move on to the predictions of Boxing Day. And it's officially the halfway point of the season. Boxing Day is, so this will give us a wide range of who we think is going to stay up and who's going to go up and etc. But we'll go through them all anyway. We'll go to our fixture last because
before you do,
go on.
You can do what Harvey does and change the colour.
Yeah, you can. I just have no clue how to do that.
Oh, that's the end of that then.
Yeah, I'll figure it out one day. But it doesn't matter. But yeah, we'll go through them all. Apart from us, we'll save our fixture to last because obviously we're Plymouth Argyle. We're the best. Matt will say he's part of Cheltenham Town. He'll say his team's the best. So
I definitely won't say we're the best. I definitely want to. I wish I could.
What I mean is, like, we'll save obviously our fixture to last. I mean, like I said to him, I have a mate from Cornwall who supports Manchester City, and I say we're the best club in the world, Plymouth Argyle, and he gets really annoyed about it. It's so funny.
Can we start with Scum against Pompey? Just get out of the way.
Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's get the annoying fixture out the way with first. Now that Liam's mentioned it, so yeah. This is the match I will be watching immediately when I get back from Cheltenham Argyle, Exeter Portsmouth. I mean, look at that fixture.
I'm going to say
You know what? Since me and Liam aren't fans of either of these two clubs at all, do you want to go first with your predictions, Matt, for this game?
Sure. It's tough because Portsmouth are in a bit of a rough place. Obviously, it's an away game on Boxing Day for them. Exeter are on terrible form, but admittedly they have played some very solid sides in their last 5.
Say that.
But if without form, if we didn't consider form, I'd definitely say Pompey to win. But to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna say 1-1. And you're not gonna like that, but I'm gonna say 1-1.
No, I love that.
To be fair, I wouldn't mind that because I don't like either of these two, and it would just be funny to see both teams not win. But I couldn't care less who won this, to be honest.
I'm saying 1-1 as well, but I'm gonna go with Colby Bishop to score.
Oh yeah, who do you think's going to score in the game, Matt?
Oh God, well, that's a tough one, isn't it? You put me on the spot now. I mean, Colby Bishop is their main man that they go to for goals already, isn't it? But
Yeah.
can I see him scoring this Saturday? I mean, especially with form considered, I don't know. No, I'm gonna say Dane Scarlett.
Fair enough.
I'm
Fair
gonna go
enough.
for Dane Scarlett. Yeah.
That's not a bad shout at all. I have also gone with oh yeah, what was your score prediction again? Sorry, Liam.
1-1.
1-1. Oh, so you both gone with 1-1.
Mm.
I have also gone with a draw, but I'm not joking. I actually think this will happen. I'm going with 0-0. Genuinely cannot see any goals between these two, who are both on terrible form at the moment. And I'm not just saying that because I would be laughing my absolute bum off if it's 0-0 draw and a boring 0-0 draw between these two. But honestly, I can honestly see it happening with both clubs being in terrible form at the moment. But if I had to choose one player to score, not that I really want to back him because he's an Exeter player, but I will back Giovanni Brown. I'm only saying that because even though they're both on terrible form, Exeter have slightly been on better form than Pompey. And of course, Exeter the other week should have beaten Sheffield Wednesday, and they bloody didn't because they absolutely blew it. They love bottling things anyway. But yeah, if I had to choose, and with Bishop and Scarlett taken as well, I'll go with Giovanni Brown. But I think it'll be a 0-0 draw. But yeah, that'll be the match I'll be watching immediately when I get back from Cheltenham Argyle. The signing tabs can piss off. Anyway, Accrington Stanley Barnsley. Now this is going to be an interesting one. But there is one team that I have a feeling will win this. Anyway, but you two go first. What you two?
2-0 Barnsley and Devante Cole to score.
Okay then.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I'm gonna say 3-0 Barnsley, and I'm gonna say Devante Cole with 2, and we'll go Cadden with the other goal.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know what, Liam? I'm the same as you. I think it'll be 2-0 Barnsley as well. But who am I going to go with to score? I need to fully get Barnsley's squad up again, so I actually have a proper knowledge on who I think is going to score this game. What was their last game against Burton, which they won 2-0?
Burton.
So yeah, and Devante Cole got both of them. So no wonder Liam's booked it and backed him to score. Although I went for Herbie Kane last time and that number 8, and he had a solid performance, but not quite the performances Cadden and Wolf had. Cadden is on that wing though, so you know what? I'll back him. I'm gonna go Cadden to score for Barnsley. But I agree with Liam. I think it'll be a 2-0 win for the Tykes. So moving on to Burton versus Lincoln at the Pirelli Stadium as well.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah,
go on, Liam. Liam, you go first.
What Burton against Lincoln?
It is tougher than what you think.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. 2-1 Lincoln, but I'm gonna go for Adebayo to score.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Go on, Matt. What do you want to go for this one?
I'm honestly, I'm so stuck. I don't. My brain is saying Lincoln to win, but I have a feeling that Burton are going to nick. Burton again, and when I say nick, I really do mean nick a 1-0 win. I think it'll be really tight, it'll be a really cagey game. And I'm gonna say, I don't know who to score. Yeah, we'll go Victor Adebayo.
See, the thing is that if this was at Sincil Bank, I would have got a home win for Lincoln, no problem.
100%.
But because it's at the Pirelli Stadium, this puts me into a more questionable debate. And their head-to-head is 5 wins for Lincoln, 2 wins for Burton. I'm going to say a draw for this. I think Lincoln will just grab a point. It wouldn't shock me if Burton win this, though. I mean, we saw it a few weeks ago when Shrewsbury beat Lincoln, when Lincoln away, and Lincoln struggled against, well, not exactly struggled, but they had a disappointing game against Shrewsbury. So I can see that same feeling if Burton grabbed a home win. But no, I do think Burton are still dreadful this season. I think I can see Lincoln get a point. So I'm gonna go 1-1, and I'm gonna go Jack Diamond to score for the Imps. So that, I guess, that wraps that up. Speaking about Shrewsbury, they face Cambridge away at the Abbey Stadium.
2-0 Shrewsbury, Bayless to score.
Oh, okay.
I can't see Cambridge winning. But I'm gonna go for a 2-1 to Shrewsbury. I'm gonna say Shipley to get one. I'm gonna say Bayless to get one. And for Cambridge, honestly, goodness knows. Sam Smith.
Fair enough. Now, I've gone completely different to you both for this. I'm not joking. I know I could easily still get this wrong, but I'm genuinely going to go for a Cambridge win. And
Bloody hope not. I've got Shrewsbury on my bet. Okay.
She said that every week. But I genuinely think this because their game against Fleetwood away got postponed, and I remember Alfie, the Cambridge YouTuber, subscribe to him, by the way, if you haven't, saying that Fleetwood's one of their bogey rounds, but that game got called off, obviously. And considering now they're going to have 2 home games in a row, and I thought they made stuff look really bloody hard for us when they played us. And I'm not just saying that because. And I'm not just saying that because Cambridge is one of our so-called bogey sides at the moment.
We made it hard for ourselves.
But as Liam said, we also made it hard for ourselves. But I did think some of their attack did have a solid performance. I mean, both teams had their chances. Cosgrove hit the crossbar. And then one of their players, if I rightly remember, I think it was Nibs. He had a shot that was just wide from the right post, and what Matt's just said about him possibly seeing a jammy 1-0 Burton win against Lincoln, a nicked 1-0 win for Burton against Lincoln. That's exactly how I feel for this game against Shrewsbury, and I'm going to go with 1-0 Cambridge and Nibs to score for Cambridge. I'm going with a surprise result here, but it could easily go the other way. Charlton, Peterborough, 2 clubs, one is a big club, Charlton, the other not as big, Peterborough, but they're both under pressure at the moment. One of them is managerless, and the other one is not doing well at all. They're both.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to Peterborough and Clark Harris to score.
I'm feeling exactly the same, Matt. They're both.
You go first because I'm just trying to think this one through.
Okay. Well, they did go 1-0 up against Bristol Rovers, to be fair, even though they are managerless. But then John Marquis completely turned it around for Bristol Rovers, and that's Pompey's favourite player of all time. Obviously not. Anyway, whereas Peterborough have just been god awful lately, and I know McCann's under pressure at the moment, and of course they lost to Ipswich. They did equalise, to be fair, against Ipswich, but then Ipswich turned on the screw. Connor Chaplin with the double, of course.
It is worth saying that actually Charlton have appointed Dean Holden as well.
Yeah, Dean
I
Holden
believe.
is Charlton's new manager, and of course, I will be honest, I don't know what the guy is like at all.
He was at Stoke previously? Was it Stoke? I might be wrong. He's had some experience somewhere.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, no,
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling exactly the same because I could see another blimmin' 0-0 or 1-1 draw here or something.
1-0 Charlton, Raksaki. I'm going bold.
Yeah, it could happen. Could happen. He's another one that's been linked with a move away, Raksaki, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a few Championship clubs interested in loaning him, isn't there?
Yeah.
Might get
Funny
recalled
enough,
in January.
Raksaki's on loan from Charlton's biggest rivals, Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Which is mental. Yeah, okay. So Dean Holden, he managed Oldham briefly in 2015, but then he wasn't manager again until Bristol City for one season during the COVID season, 2021. And then he was caretaker for Stoke last season. So yeah, I can't remember how did Bristol City do in here we go, yeah. Dean Holden was sacked at Bristol City after a run of 6 successive defeats in all competitions, and the club were 13th in the Championship at the time. To be fair, they were mid-table, so I guess that's not too bad, but
I mean, you look at how Bristol City are doing now in the Championship at the moment. I think they're like 18th.
Yeah, they're still around.
I saw them on Saturday because our game was called off, so I went there instead. They were dreadful.
Oh right. Yeah, no, and they finished around 18th last season as well, so it's like nothing's changed for them. Oh, we never know. We could be facing them next season. But yeah, I see part of me thinks a Charlton win as well, but I'm the same as you, Matt. This is such a tough one. This game could go either way, honestly. But Charlton are on. It could be one of those games where Dean Holden takes over and he completely gets it first time in his first game. And I know McCann is under pressure at Peterborough. You know what? I'm going to go the same as you, Matt, but I'm going to go 2-1 to Charlton. It could go either way, but I just think Peterborough are absolutely dreadful at the moment. And no wonder they're out of the top 6 at the moment. And I'm going to back that man there in midfield, number 4, Dobson, to score. Because from what I've heard from Addicks fans this season, he's been unreal for them this season. I could have gone for Stockley or Blackett-Taylor, but no, I'm going to back Dobson. And from what I've seen, he's been fantastic for the Addicks this season. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Charlton, and I think this will be the game that gets McCann sacked from Peterborough. But I guess time will tell. Already done the 2 annoying teams. So on to Fleetwood versus Sheffield Wednesday, and I want Cod's Vlogs and his army to do us a massive favour against the men from Hillsborough.
Honestly, I feel like they could pull off a shock.
You know what, though? Sheffield Wednesday have been bad lately. They were disappointing against Oxford last week, and Exeter should have beaten them the week before. And then Derby gave them a hard time.
It's just the only other thing I'd say is I almost feel like it's a downside it being at Highbury, because I think whenever Fleetwood never seem to get results against the big teams at Highbury, it always seems to be a good game, but the big teams go there and they always get a late goal or they nick a win. But I don't.
I was gonna say, unless it's us, because they won 2-1 against us at the very start of the season at Highbury, and well, we're literally Fleetwood's bogey side anyway.
Well, I'm just looking at their form.
Fleetwood are our bogey side.
But I'm just looking at Fleetwood's form, and obviously, admittedly, one of the games was against Ebbsfleet, but all of their decent results in their last 5 have been away from home.
And they did beat MK.
And I just thought,
man sacked.
And that was I think that was a late winner. Let me have a look.
I'll get it.
Yeah, late. Yeah, 90th minute goal.
90 minute from Batty.
I just think
Depends.
I
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
I I really do think that could be a shock here.
It wouldn't shock
think
me either, but
because that Fleetwood.
depends if Bannon's back on Boxing Day as well.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'll go 2-1 to Wednesday, and I'll say I don't know who's fit for Wednesday. I'll be honest. So
I'll
if
get
he
their
is
lineup
back,
against Oxford.
if he is back, I'll say Bannon for a goal. I think Smith is almost guaranteed to score if they score more than one in the game. So I'll go with him for the other one. And Fleetwood. Oh God. Really could be anyone. I don't think it'll be Morton. But we're going Mendes Gomez. Why not?
Oh, he's been class
For
for
Fleetwood.
Fleetwood lately.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fun enough, that's who I have to score as well during this game. I'm going with Mendes to score in this game, but I just don't know who I think's gonna. I just don't know what the result's gonna be.
Yeah, it's a weird one to call because you think any other day without form and everything, you think Wednesday guaranteed win. But if Bannon's not in the squad, and if they don't turn up on Boxing Day, goodness knows what could happen. But I think that the Wednesday do have a bit too much class, and I think they will edge it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's they proved it against us. They beat us 2-1 at the start of the season.
Sorry about that, I was downstairs.
Oh, don't worry about it, mate. They got a draw against Pompey. So no, Liam, I've backed Mendes to score for Fleetwood. I just don't know what the score's going to be.
What was the other predictions, by the way?
What did we do before Fleetwood Sheffield Wednesday? Charlton Peterborough. I went 2-1 Charlton and Dobson to score. And you went 1-0 Charlton, didn't you, Matt?
Yep.
Yeah, so now we're on Fleetwood Sheffield Wednesday. Where I've backed Mendes to score for Fleetwood. I just don't know who I think's gonna. Well, I don't know what the scoreline's gonna be. While I think you can go, Liam, if you want.
2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. Windass to score.
Oh, you've gone Windass. Wednesday. Yeah, they could edge it, but the thing is, Fleetwood is one of those teams where they'll stop you from going up, but they'll also make you get relegated. There's Shrewsbury's another one. Both of them are literally as League One as you can get.
Yeah.
But do I think Wednesday will nick it? And bear in mind, Fleetwood have Ipswich on the last game of the season, and that's at Highbury as well.
Oh, good. Happy days.
I'm going to look at their head-to-head. Oh, Fleetwood's is awful against Wednesday. Although there was a tight game though last season. I'm still gonna back Mendes to score, but it depends for me, it just depends if Barry Bannon will be back for Boxing Day.
Are we all away from home in the last game of the season?
We're away last game of the season because we got Vale.
Sheffield Wednesday, but are Ipswich?
Sheffield Wednesday at home. Ipswich aren't. Ipswich will be away to Fleetwood.
Oh, right.
Sheffield Wednesday will be home against Derby.
Oh, if it was away, that would have been.
To be fair, they didn't win at Pride Park anyway.
Only good clubs do that.
Oh no. Oh God, I don't know what the scoreline's going to be. I'm just going to look up to see if there's any updates on Barry Bannon coming back for this game. Oh, it does say here Barry Bannon is expected to return for Sheffield Wednesday in the Boxing Day trip to Fleetwood.
Oh dear.
But
you told
it wouldn't shock me though. It wouldn't shock me though if he was just on the bench and he comes on the second half to get himself fully fit again.
Matt, you travelled to Pride Park on 28th of February.
Yeah, should be.
Why is that an evening kickoff?
It got moved. It was meant to be. We were meant to play them away in like end of September or something.
Yeah, it was the same day, the same weekend we played Ipswich, Liam, and obviously Derby and Cheltenham got moved because of some international players and also having like international breaks and stuff, and also because of Portsmouth Bolton as well.
Yeah, I don't think we play the 28th.
Yeah, I think
we don't.
I think Wednesday will edge it. I'm going to go with 2-1 Wednesday as well, but I am going to back Mendes to score for Fleetwood.
Fair enough.
So moving on to a match where I hope Oxford do us a favour. So first of all, Fleetwood and now Oxford. Oxford are away at Portman Road. And I will say this now, I do think Ipswich will win. I haven't set the scoreline yet. I do think Ipswich will win, but I don't think it will be as easy for them as people will say it is. I think Oxford will still give them a game, especially with what Oxford gave Sheffield Wednesday.
I'm going to say 2-0 Ipswich and Connor Chaplin to score.
I'm going to say...
Oxford's form is promising as well.
I hate doing these predictions. I'm going to say... No, go on. You go first. Let me think about what I'm going to say.
All right, no worries, mate. No worries. I mean, if I was deliberately be biased, I'd be going with a 3-0 Oxford win, but I cannot see that happening at all. If Oxford if Oxford did somehow manage to pull off what Lincoln did at Portman Road, I would be over the moon celebrating. But
if we win against you guys on Boxing Day, Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday lose, we would be 5 points ahead of Ipswich and 7 points ahead of Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll look good on us as well.
That'll look good.
That'll look good. Well, the points gap between us and Wednesday will look good. Just and to be fair, the same with Ipswich, but Ipswich still 2-3 wins away. But there's still 5 point gap, still pretty decent anyway. See, I think Oxford will score a goal, but I do think at the same time Ipswich will be too strong for them, and for that reason, I think it will be yet another 2-1 home win for Ipswich.
I think Ipswich have to win this game because they have to travel to Fratton and they have to travel to Cincel Bank in the next 2 games.
Yeah, they have got Pompey next, but that's going to be interesting. Ipswich will have Pompey next, and we'll have bloody Wickham next.
But if Sheffield Wednesday lose, they should win their next 2 games because it's Port Vale at home and then it's Cambridge at home.
Imagine if Port Vale did to Wednesday as well, and what they did to us. At least we wouldn't be the only ones.
Yeah, you gonna say, Matt? You gonna say something?
I'm gonna go quite bold here. I always like giving a bit of a bold prediction.
You know what? I'm the same sometimes as well, so I don't blame you.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a high scoring one.
Mm.
I'm gonna say 4-2 to Ipswich.
Ooh,
fair play.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you goal scorers for Oxford, to be perfectly honest. But for Ipswich, I'll say Chaplin.
Yep.
I'll say Chaplin 1.
Yep.
I'll say Leif Davis getting 1.
Ooh.
I'll say Sam Morsey getting 1. And I'll say Luke Wolfen getting 1.
To be fair, I could see Morsey getting 1. He's been, for me, one of the best midfielders in the entire league this season.
No, that's Adam Randall, mate.
Apart from Adam Randall, but yeah, the top 3 for me have been Adam Randall, Sam Morsey, and Barry Bannon.
You put the Oxford squad on the screen, so I can try and think of some players that might score now because I couldn't think off the top of my head before.
I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. There we go.
Yeah. So, of course. Okay, Cameron Brannigan will get 1, I reckon. And To be perfectly honest, if they're losing 4-2, any of them could score. Yeah, we'll say Billy Bowden, and that'll be their 2 goal scorers.
I've just said to myself 2-1 Ipswich, but now I have a feeling, and I'm not just saying this because of you going with 4-2, Matt, but I have because both teams are pretty much sort of in form, even though Ipswich lost to Wycombe. That part of me is now thinking for a high scoring game now for this one as well.
Well, now we say that, it'll be a 0-0, won't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We say all this, and then it just ends up being a 0-0 or a 1-0. Like earlier in the season, when Peterborough faced Fleetwood at home, I had Peterborough to absolutely annihilate them. I think it was about 3 or 4-0 in my predictions, and then Fleetwood go on to win the game 1-0. And then when Charlton were on form, I had them to absolutely thump MK Dons. This was my boldest prediction so far. I had Charlton to win that match 7-0, and then MK go on and win the game 2-0 away from home.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to stick with 2-1. A tight game, I'm going to stick with 2-1. And the scorer for Ipswich... Yeah, I'm going to back Morsey. I am going to back Morsey. Man's a phenomenal player, honestly. So I guess that's that sorted. 2 relegation candidates now. MK Dons versus Forest Green.
I'm going to say 1-1. And I'll say Wycombe to score for Forest Green.
Oh, you bastard.
I think I'm gonna keep mine quite brief. I'm gonna go 1-0 MK, and I'm gonna say, I would love Mo Issa to score, because he was Cheltenham's top scorer a few seasons ago before we sold him for 1.5 million. So I would absolutely love Mo Issa to score against them in a 1-0 one.
Is there anyone in particular for Forest Green you just want to have like such a bad game or something?
To be perfectly honest, all of them.
Yeah, don't blame you.
I think, I mean, and any of them that are on form really. So obviously you got Connor Wickham, but I'm trying to think. They've had a player who's scored. I'm having a mental block here. They've had a player who's scored loads recently. Josh March. If he could drop an absolute stinker, that would be lovely. But I mean, I'm not. Yeah, they're not.
Is Siri going to be on the touchline tonight? Because apparently the preview on YouTube is coming. Kevin, I can't say his second name.
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll find out later on. Of course, what was MK's last game? That 2-0 win against Portsmouth. Johnson and Tucker with the scores, with the goals. He might have had a poor game against Pompey, but that is who I'm going to back to score in this game, Issa. But I don't know who I think is going to win this. They're both not playing well at all.
There's not really much to say about this game, really, is there? It's two sides that are battling out. They need points. That's about it, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously, like that. That's why my description was so short. Not because I dislike Forest Green, but just because the other games you've got that there could be potential for some interesting results. But in this one, it's going to be very, very tight. It's going to go one way or the other, and that's it, really, isn't it?
I'm gonna say 1-0 MK. Only just. Just part of me thinks they'll build on that win they got against Pompey.
Yeah.
So that moves us on to Port Vale versus Morecambe. And I'm gonna go with 2-0 Port Vale and Ellis Harrison to score for Vale.
I'm also gonna say 2-0 to Vale. I'm gonna go James Wilson with one and Dennis Politics with the other.
Yeah, I'm the same 2-0 Vale. James Wilson to score.
Yeah, to be fair, he is a shout as well, Wilson. But I can't see Morecambe winning that at all. If it was at the Mazuma Stadium, I would have reconsidered what I'd go for, because I thought Morecambe would give it more of a game. But I just think Morecambe are down 100% already, to be honest. And
I think that for me, they are the only side that are currently in that bottom four that I can't see bouncing back at all. Because
I agree. I completely agree.
Because come January as well, I don't think there's much attraction for loanees to join them. I don't think they really have much financial pull. I just think they don't have that. They don't have anything going their way going into January, and they'll probably lose a few of their standout players as well, because
Stockton, I think, will go 100%. And the reason why I'm saying that is not because the reason why I think Stockton will leave 100% is not because he's Morecambe's main man and striker up front. It's because at the start of the season he handed in a transfer request over the summer.
Well, I think the only reason I can see Stockton leaving is because I think January will be their last chance to get a decent sum of money for him, because he was unbelievable last season. This season he's still scored a few, but he hasn't been the same player. I think they will want to shift him off in January to ensure that they get a good amount of money for him, because otherwise, if they leave it till the end of the season and he's still had a bang average season, there won't be the same attraction to him, and the likelihood is clubs won't be willing to spend as much as they were willing to initially to buy him. So I think they will sell him.
Do you reckon Derek Adams will get sacked? Any of you two?
No.
Because I think they obviously. Well, the only reason I could maybe see Derek Adams being sacked is because obviously he left Morecambe after taking them up 2 seasons ago for Bradford, just to drop a stinker there and then want to come back. I think the club might their I guess love with him might have been a bit tinged by that. But I don't know. I mean, again, it's one of those where there isn't really much more to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me though, because the thing is with I don't think Derek Adams will be sacked, because and that's only me. And the reason why I think that is because, I mean, he proved it with us when we went up for the first time in 6 years in 2017. He's one of those managers for me that, I don't get me wrong, I love him to bits for everything he did for us, but he's one of those managers where I just think he's too good for League Two, but he's just not good enough for League One. And that's why it wouldn't shock me that if Morecambe got a decent amount of money over the summer and they went down, it wouldn't shock me if they went straight back up to League One for the season next.
Yeah.
But that's obviously depends if they keep their players and stuff. I mean, to be honest, it could be the other way around anyway, because in my predictions, with the way they got relegated last season, this is Gillingham I'm about to talk about. I had Gillingham to bounce straight back up this season, but now look at them. They're bottom.
Yeah, crazy. I can't believe how badly they're doing. Unbelievable.
I know. They'll literally join the group of Southend, Torquay, Yeovil, Notts County, possibly Wrexham. Depends if Wrexham go up. But like those group of clubs, you look at Gillingham thinking, how are they in the National League?
But I think it proves that if you have a bad season in League One, or if you get relegated in League One, you lose your best players. You get rid of your managers, all of this, and you don't have sufficient money there to reinvest and improve on those players. You are in a dangerous position to struggle again in League Two, because they say League Two is an easy league to stay in, but it's not. It's not at all. I remember when, I've been supporting Cheltenham I'm 17. I've been, I'd say, solidly supporting for about 10 to 11 years now. And the days of when we'd come up to League Two from the National League, and we were continuously season after season, no higher than 17th, 16th. We were down at the bottom, struggling, and there was, we did go down eventually in the 2014-15 season. I think it was on the last day, and it's a tough league to stay in. And if you don't have, and I think, well, you look at the teams in League Two now, the budgets aren't small at all. You've got your Bradfords, you've got your Leyton Orients, etc. You've got some very, very You've got some very, very big clubs, but you've got some very, very financially capable clubs as well. And that's my one worry with us is if we do go down, if Cheltenham do go down and we lose our best players, is the money there for us to bounce back or keep us in a solid position? I don't know.
Yeah. Another one I'd add into that list in League Two is Colchester. They're in the bottom two as well for that.
Yeah.
Guess time will tell. But no,
What date's your birthday, Matt? Just have interest.
End of November, 23rd.
Oh, fair enough. It's already been and gone then. Carry on, Jack.
That's all right. So 2 games to go. We've now got. Oh well, this I think will be hard. Wycombe versus Bristol Rovers. That is a fixture to watch. No, sorry, we've got 3 more fixtures. There's another one coming as well. I know we all know what that one is as well. Before us two, of course.
Wycombe 1-0 win. And Mehmeti with the goal.
You know, I'm thinking a Wycombe win at the moment, but see, this could be my goal fest though for this weekend.
Could well be.
You know what? You know that you went for 4-2 for Ipswich Oxford, Matt.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm going to do for Wycombe Bristol Rovers. I'm not joking. I will. I'm going to go Wycombe 4, Bristol Rovers 2, and I'm going to back someone different than Mehmeti to score because I know not just that I know a certain someone here will back Mehmeti, and we have our competition, of course, but also because. Wait, hang on. Are you backing Mehmeti, Liam? Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right then. I'm undecided between McCleary and Coburn for Rovers. Even though Marquis, to be fair, got a double and he came off on the bench.
I mean, the thing
Coburn had a bad game though against Charlton.
I've predicted a 1-0 to Wycombe, but this does have very similar markings to when we played them away last season and we drew 5-5. And I can honestly, there is potential for this to be like a 3-3 or a 4-4, but I don't know. I'm going safe and sticking with.
I mean, there have been 4-4s before in League One. We drew 4-4 with Plymouth AFC Wimbledon one time.
Well, last season we had a 4-4 and a 5-4. It's a bit of a madness last.
Wait, so who was your 5-4 against? Sorry, Wycombe.
So 5-4 was Wycombe away, 4-4 was Accrington away.
Fair play. I mean, this just shows why we love football.
Yeah.
Imagine a person betting the 5-5 between Cheltenham and Wycombe, and he got that right.
Crazy.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Wycombe and Mehmeti to score.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4-2 to Wycombe and Collins to score for Rovers.
Nice.
So that moves us on to the one game I nearly forgot about that I realised is going to be on the 27th instead. Yeah. And that is Bolton against Derby, of course. A big game for the battle of the playoffs. I mean, I still think Derby won't go up at all this season, but they're too inconsistent. But this is still a big game, no matter what. And of course, they're going to face each other at Pride Park in January. I don't know what... Part of me, you know what? Part of me thinks a Bolton win here, only just, but it's so tough.
For me, it's going to be 3-2 Derby. Mendes Lang with 2. McGoldrick with 1. And
he came back, to be fair, against Forest Green.
Honestly, God knows with Bolton. We'll go Dion Charles with 1 for Bolton, and We'll go Sheehan with the other goal for Bolton.
I'm going to say...
Yeah, Liam, I was going to say, I don't mind who I back here, so I was going to say, you go ahead with who you want to back for scoring-wise.
2-1 Derby, McGoldrick to score.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go 2-1 Bolton, and I'm gonna go Dion Charles to score.
I don't see Bolton winning that. I just don't.
If it was at Pride
Home
Park,
advantage could be the only difference.
yeah, if it was at Pride Park, I would have gone a Derby win. It's one of those games where I look at it like, if this was at Pride Park, I would have gone Derby win. But if it was at the University of Bolton Stadium, I would have gone with probably a Bolton win or a draw if I wanted to. Then there was Bolton Barnsley earlier on in the season where I just said I thought it'd be 0-0 written all over it. It turned out it was 0-0. Now I'm considering it's a tough one because Derby tormented Forest Green, but I think everyone expected that anyway. But Bolton, they played Exeter, but Exeter were absolutely awful. And it did surprise me because I thought Exeter would at least give Bolton a game, considering their performance against Sheffield Wednesday. But they didn't turn up against Bolton at all. But I think I think Derby's match last weekend was a lot easier than Bolton's match on paper. And that's why I think Bolton are going to get something out of this game, especially that they're at home as well. But I mean, you never know. Derby could still do it, and it could easily be a draw at the end of the day. But yeah, I think Bolton's going to nick it just with Dion Charles to score 2-1 to Bolton, but could easily be the other way. It could be a goal fest 3-0, yeah.
Yeah.
And that moves us
I'll probably watch that game on Tuesday, to be fair.
Oh yeah, so will I. Oh, you know what, Liam? I might do if I'm not busy during that day, I don't know what I'm doing on the 27th yet, but if I am free to stream it that day, I might actually stream it during that day. I have a feeling it's on Sky.
It is on Sky.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it would be. Right, and that leads us to the final game of the weekend. Cheltenham Town versus Plymouth Argyle. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on.
2-0 to Argyle. And I'll say Ennis to score.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Go on, Matt. What do you think?
1-1.
Fair play. You know what? As much as obviously I'd be really annoyed with us getting only 1 point against Cheltenham, but I can't blame you, to be fair, for your optimism in getting at least something in the game. So I can't blame you for that.
I just have a feeling that we're not gonna lose, and it like my brain is telling me that's stupid, but I just I think for you it'll
be points dropped, I reckon.
I'll say Morgan Whittaker for you guys. Is he fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say Morgan Whittaker for you guys. And I reckon it'll be a very good goal as well. I reckon it'll be another one outside the box. And I will say for us, I'll say Circum.
No, I would have said Alfie May.
Who do you think will score first though, Matt? Us or you guys?
I honestly, honestly, I have no idea. I reckon you guys, because I reckon what'll happen is you guys will be the better side for the first 45, and then probably up until like the 60th minute, and then we'll just start getting chances. I reckon so. I'll say
that reminds me of our Lincoln game, because we took the lead against Lincoln. But to be honest, I had that down as a 1-1 as well, because I thought they'd give us a really hard game, and considering their record against some of the top sides this season. And then they got an equaliser straight away, and then it stayed like that for the rest of the game. But I'm gonna say, I mean, I have a feeling. I'm gonna relook at our record against Cheltenham.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. From as far as I know, it's pretty decent. Right, let's get it up. The last time we lost to Cheltenham was the Pizza Cup in 2020, but before that, it was September 2019 at home in League Two.
How do you get your away days?
I remember that game. It was that I think that was Varney scored and Broom.
Let's get that fixture up.
How do you get your?
Because I remember Varney's header was really good. He towered above everyone.
How do you get your away days, by the way, Matt? Do you go by train?
Honestly, it varies. So some games I'll do coach. Some I'll do train. Some I'll drive. Well,
You're the
I won't
same as
drive.
me
I'll
then,
get
basically.
my mates will drive, whatever.
You're the same as me,
So
pretty
it
much,
varies.
except that I can't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one day that'll happen. One day that'll happen. I jokingly said to Liam the other day, I jokingly said to Liam the other day, I was like, if I start driving by the time we're in the championship next season, we may as well put on the sponsorships or something on my card. This is the Argyle Way card or something. So I just bring you three to you and the two Harveys to away days and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be like Tom from 4-0 written all over it, but except we have to think of a different start to a video instead of good morning Andrew and good morning Tom. But yeah, mostly apart from that game in September 2019, our record looks very good. I'm not going to count.
I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't say good morning, Andrew. I'd say good morning, Baldy.
And then when was the last time we lost to Cheltenham before 2019? 2012 and 2011. Oh, back when we were in the absolute dumps of administration. Yeah.
By the way, Jackie lad, have fun editing or whoever edits, because
that's gonna be fun because I'm editing another video tomorrow on the train, so. I'm gonna have to talk to Harvey about this because this is gonna blow my schedule to mindingly hell. Well, I will work it out. We'll work it out.
I think this video is about an hour and 40 already. I'm not sure.
Oh right.
Yeah.
No, it's not that I'm worried about. It's that I know there's two other videos I know I'm going to be editing between now and Christmas, so I'll have to work it out with Harv.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I see. The thing is, I can see Cheltenham scoring a goal. I hate to say it.
So not another clean sheet there. Good.
I mean, obviously, I want us to keep clean sheets, but I don't think we're gonna do it. If this was at home, I would have gone the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like basically meaning I think we would have kept clean sheets, but this game I can't see it happening. But I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1 to us.
We will keep a clean sheet at home, I reckon. No, I think I don't see Cheltenham scoring at home. Sorry to say that.
I'm gonna go 3-1 to us in this game. It wouldn't shock me if it was 1-1 for most of the game, and then we somehow get 2 towards the end of the second half.
I think if we drop points in this game, it's 2 points dropped.
Yeah, I agree, but it also depends on how Sheffield Wednesday does against Fleetwood and Ipswich does against Oxford. Because if we draw this game and Ipswich lose and Sheffield Wednesday lose, then it's not too bad.
No.
So yeah,
True.
It just depends on how Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich do. Because if we draw against Cheltenham, but Ipswich and Wednesday both win, then yes, that is points dropped for us for definite. The man I'm going to go with to score...
Can't go with Ennis.
No, I don't plan to go with Ennis anyway.
Cosgrove?
That's a good shout, to be fair. I'm going to back Randall. He had a screamer against Bristol Rovers, and there's just that funny feeling from Adam Randall where he somehow scores screamers for me against clubs against the West Country, like he did against Bristol Rovers away. But I just love the guy from start to finish. But to be fair, we may mainly back strikers or attacking midfielders and wingers to score and stuff. But you never know. Defenders could easily score in games anyway because of corners and stuff. And same with other midfielders. The only players I hardly back at all to score is goalkeepers, obviously, unless someone does do an Asmir Begovic or Paul Robinson, which could still happen. I did it once in goal. That was fun. No, I'm gonna go 3-1 Argyle. I'm gonna go Adam Randall to score. So I guess that wraps up the the predictions. There we go. It was dark for a minute then in my in my background. It is dark still, but
Jack's in a haunted house, everyone. No, I'm joking.
I'm always in a haunted house. It's December especially as well. If this was June, it would be. If this was June, I'd be on the beach with this Zoom call right now. But
fair enough.
No, I'm looking forward to this game because, obviously I went to uni in Cheltenham. Unfortunately I couldn't go to a game to watch a game at Cheltenham because I did uni during the COVID years. So it'd be really nice to go back to Cheltenham and watch this fixture, especially being there for us boys in green as well. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. Anyone, and is there anyone we think that will get booked for us, Liam, just out of interest?
Not really. Probably Houghton.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Same with Longwick if he was starting.
What about you, Matt? Who would get booked for Cheltenham?
Oh, never really think about who would get booked. If I had to say one, it'd probably be Ben Williams out on the left. He does seem to put in a few big challenges. So,
Good.
No, that's fair enough. So I guess that wraps up the video for this preview, guys. So I hope all of you enjoyed watching it. Again, massive thank you to Matt for representing Cheltenham Town, the Robins, for joining us for this preview. Subscribe to Matt as well, by all means, for more Cheltenham Town content, regardless as well. And obviously the same with us. You know what to do.
And hopefully they won't be robbing any points off us.
I don't know. We'll see.
If
I don't want anyone to be like Burton at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, because that was such an annoying result. Hang on, have you played? You have played Burton this season as well. What was your result against Burton, Matt?
No comment. No.
Oh god.
We lost 1-0 away, and it was absolutely dreadful.
Oh Jesus.
Oh dear. When did you play them at home? Let me have a look.
I have no idea.
Is it me or just everyone just hates playing Burton in this league?
We're never convincing against Burton. There is never a convincing result. I still remember the day we beat them 6-5 away.
Oh wow! What a scoreline!
But that wasn't convincing either. Obviously, I can't remember the last time either side won by more than a goal.
You played Burton at home on the 1st of April. That's when we played Bristol Rovers at home.
Fair enough.
We should beat Rovers at home.
We say that about everybody.
Yeah, we do. Well, unless you're Harvey Rosevear, who backed a draw between us and Ipswich at home.
He's a fraud.
I know. You know what? It got worse for us as well, Liam, because Ipswich did go 1-0 up, but then it was all right because we won 2-1.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, like I said, cheers for watching, guys. Obviously, subscribe to Matt for more Cheltenham Town related content. And of course, for Matt's point of view, he's obviously hoping Cheltenham will stay up this season, another season in League One next season. Obviously, for us lot, we're aiming for the Championship next season. Again, cheers to everyone who have subscribed to the Argyle Way for the past few days, weeks, and months as well. Same with all of our sub channels as well. But yeah, honestly, no. Cheers for watching, guys, and we will see you in the review of this game. So cheerio. Up the greens.
Up the greens. Bye bye.
See you. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners.